Yeah, g'day, bros. Hey, I don't know if any of you guys have got one of these cannulars, but if you do, here I am trying to set this thing up. I've had it for a couple of years now. We stopped using it because we had a lot of issues with leaking cans, and I think out of 300 cans we've probably thrown out 265 of them or something like that. Yeah, we did a brew day, and out of 60 we threw away most or more than half of them. So anyway, so here we are trying to set this thing up. So it's got it's got first stage and second stage, and you probably know that. So we had a problem with cans getting crushed. That was a big one on the second stage of the roll. So on the first stage, I've set it up deliberately really loose. So loose, just to prove or to show something, so loose that you can spin the can, so it won't even rotate against the chuck head there. But when you go to do the second stage, there's that much pressure on the can still. Here's one that's already been rolled. It actually dents the can. Too much pressure on the can. So there's that. Now, out of all these cans, all the seams leak. Now, they've been filled up with 330 millilitres of water. It's all been weighed out. So it's not got anything to do with any of that kind of thing. So I've been backwards and forwards with KegLand, and they've asked me to send them pictures and how I'm doing it, how I'm checking it out and everything. So we've done everything that they've asked for. We've cut sections out of cans, the first roll and the second roll, looking at things like overlap. We've measured gap distances with feeler gauges, verni calipers to check the seam widths, thicknesses, heights and all that sort of stuff. And I've adjusted this every way I can think of, and still will not roll a can without leaks. They just piss water out. So if anyone knows or is having the same issues as this, I'd love to know about it. So please put a comment in the bottom and tell me what your thoughts are. But so far, this thing's a dog, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I know there's a lot of people out there that love them and they reckon they're a good thing. I know there's a local brewery. He's got one on his shelf at the front by his bar, and I said, "What's that doing there?" And he told me that he thought it was a piece of junk and it's never worked properly. So that's someone else. Although you constantly hear good things about it. So I think you only hear the good and you never see the bad. So I think this cost me about $800 because you had to pay extra for a power supply, which is a bit of a rip-off. But anyway, I was really keen to can stuff so I could give beer away to mates. But so far, that's just hasn't happened. So anyway, backwards and forwards, emailing, they kind of treat you a bit like you don't know what you're doing. I've got a background in tool making, got a rough idea. I'm pretty mechanically minded. I know how things work. But this thing, it's you don't work. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you've got one, let me know what you think. Okay, cheers guys.